Every single second spent fighting to get noticed by investors feels like running through thick fog, every step uncertain, every breath heavy, every glance backward filled with doubt. The sleepless nights, the endless pitches, the crushing weight of, will they believe in me? Will they see me? This relentless storm never lets up. It's like standing naked on a battlefield where everyone else seems armored, and everyone else seems heard, while the voice inside screams to be louder, clearer, undeniable. But no matter how hard you try, it's like there's an invisible line, a wall that most people never break through. Some founders get backed instantly, their calls returned as if they're the revolution itself, and others patiently wait and wait, locked in silence, unheard genius fading into the background noise. Why is that? Why do some founders get that immediate spark of trust, that unshakable belief from investors from the very first moment? What secret do those founders hold? Because it isn't just about a good idea, a polished slide deck, or a fat business plan. It's something deeper, something raw, something real, and it's what changes everything. It begins here. Your story isn't just what you say, it's what you become while you say it. Investors instantly back certain founders because those founders carry an invisible force, the power of being utterly and completely aligned with who they really are. Not polished, not pretending, not hiding behind jargon. Real alignment means the moment you walk into the room, every fiber of your being screams clarity and confidence. Investors don't invest in products. They invest in people they feel connected to, people whose energy tells them, this person is undeterrable. This person is the future. That's why they back them instantly. The founder isn't just telling a story. They're radiating a blazing certainty that the future will bow to their vision. You can feel it, and so can investors. If that sounds like magic, it's not. It's brutal self-awareness mixed with relentless action. The problem most founders face is they try to fit into a mold crafted by systems that were never designed for them. They try to be investment ready by following someone else's blueprint, hoping that external approval will follow. But what's missing is raw truth. Who they are at their core, what fire pushes them out of bed when the whole world drowns in noise and doubt. That fire doesn't come from privilege, or endless connections, or perfect business models. It comes from unrelenting personal freedom, refusing to accept the limits placed by society, refusing to shrink for comfort, rejecting safety nets in favor of creating something only they can imagine. Investors are reading signals all the time, silent language that says, does this founder believe in themselves harder than any storm that's about to come? Are they so sovereign in their will that no setback can bend them? Because backing founders is not a neat transaction. It's placing a bet on someone's ability to burn through every obstacle with an almost dangerous hunger to become more, to redefine whatever reality tells them is impossible. Investors want founders who do not just chase money. They want rebels, people who break systems rather than abide by their rules, people who don't merely survive the chaos, they thrive inside it and craft new worlds. Now imagine for a second what it would feel like to walk into any room, any call, any pitch meeting, and carry that invisible power. To see investors immediately stop their scrolling, sit forward, lean in, because they sense the storm behind your eyes. No scripts, no pretending. Just raw, unfiltered you, amplified by decades of rejection turned into unbreakable steel. That's not a dream. It's what separates those who get backed from those who don't. And here's the unvarnished truth. It is power you build daily, moment by moment, not overnight. It's born from asking yourself the uncomfortable questions and refusing the easy answers. Are you aligned with your why? Are you clear about what you will never betray, no matter how tempting the shortcut? Because the founders investors back instantly? They don't just believe their why, they embody it with relentless discipline. How do you start building that? First, strip away every illusion fed by the world around you that says play safe or follow the rules. That noise, yes, it will always be there. The voices urging conformity, begging you to blend in, to dim your brilliance to belong. Don't listen. The world offers safety beneath conformity, but it suffocates the fire you hold inside. Rare brilliance is not born from comfort. It rises from willingness to burn bridges, to be isolated briefly, to be misunderstood fiercely, because that is the only path to originality that commands immediate respect. Next, embody radical ownership of your failures. This is what sets apart those instantly backed. Investors see founders who hide flaws as risk, and they see founders who claim their scars, who have faced the worst and aren't just standing but undefeated, as the rarest assets. Your failures are your automatic credibility. Own them. Speak their truth loudly when the world demands polished perfection. It connects deeply because it is human, and humans trust what is human. Another brutal secret: mastery builds trust faster than any pitch. Not mastery of your product alone, but mastery of yourself. Investors flock to founders who operate on a different frequency, people who don't react impulsively, but act strategically with patience. Yes, patience, because the most magnetic founders don't expect overnight success. They understand that true power is the long game, the willingness to outlast a market, to outgrow mistakes, and to rebuild stronger every time. Patience rooted in sharp vision is an irresistible magnet. But even empowerment and ownership aren't enough if you stand alone. The founders instantly backed have one more miracle: fierce alignment with people who lift them beyond themselves. A network so selective, so complementary, that it becomes a force multiplier. Investors see that because they know greatness never happens in isolation. They back founders whose circles are not only about scaling noise or blurring identity, but about amplifying true essence. People strategically connected to sharpen ideas, challenge comfort zones, and dare more boldly. To be instantly backed means to become a signal, a spark, a rare force that makes others feel something electric and undeniable. It means you have transcended the system. You have created a reality where your individuality is not just tolerated, but sought after. Because the world we live in now rewards the rare and punishes the average. So if you're sitting there wondering why doors don't open faster, why your story isn't landing, it's not because you lack talent or ideas. It's because you're playing the wrong game. The world wants to believe in the myth of equal opportunity, but the truth is, only those who dare forge their own path outside comfort zones get the kind of trust that makes investment decisions in a heartbeat. They aren't perfect. They are unapologetically real. They aren't polished. They are powerfully honest. And they don't wait for permission. They command belief by showing that giving up is not an option. This isn't about getting lucky or some secret handshake. It's about building a relentless identity, so aligned, so magnetic, so unapologetically sovereign, that investors feel it instantly when you enter the room, or even before the first word leaves your mouth. Investors are not just funding ideas, they are funding the becoming of legends, the founders who will refuse to be bound by old rules, who will burn with enough fire to ignite the future itself. Your fire is waiting, not somewhere out there in a straight line toward success, but inside the tension you feel, in that unbearable, quiet pull that says you can't settle for what's been handed down. That's the signal. Align with it. Own it. Let it burn through fear, through confusion, through every doubter who ever told you this path wasn't for you. Because when that happens, you do not have to chase investors. They will come. They will back you instantly. And that is the only revolution that matters. Not changing the world by following the crowd, but unleashing your wild, rare, unstoppable self so fiercely that the world has no choice but to follow.